I have opportunity to practice my Portuguese knitting, and I'm working on the pearl stitch with the Portuguese knitting. And the reason I'm doing that is because this particular top, I'm knitting a lot of lace pattern with it. You see some of the lace pattern. And I am using KIKA. I don't know if I know how to pronounce her last name, but I will have a little picture of her pattern. And I'm using her pattern as inspiration. I'm not following it exactly, although she does say to use 2 strands of DK yarn together, and I'm using a cotton, which would be equal to those 2 strands in terms of weight. I did do a swatch. Did I do a swatch for this one? Maybe I didn't. But I have an idea how this is going to fit. The yarn I'm using is from About Strings, which is a Canadian company out west, Vancouver, I think. Anyway, so what I'm doing is I'm using her charts to create the design. So I'm using the heart chart right now, and because she knits the top from the top down, I then, had to turn the chart around, turn it upside down, so that I could get the heart in the right shape that I wanted. So I did that, and I used Canva to give me the chart upside down, so it was in the format I wanted to create it in. And then I did a copy of her explanations, like purl or slip, knit, that sort of thing, so I know how to follow the chart, what to do when. And I took a photo of her completed work, so particularly the heart, so that I have an idea of what I'm doing. So right now I have to do a whole bunch of purling rows, and that's why I thought, oh, great opportunity to practice my Portuguese knitting. So I do a whole bunch of purling rows, and then when it comes to the heart, I will do knitting, and that will make the heart stand out from the purl rows. So now my Portuguese knitting is a lot slower than my regular knitting, but in this top I like the challenge of it. I am knitting 3 tops, hopefully in 30 days. And I'm sharing some of those days with you so you can see my progress. This top is the challenge because of the lace knitting and following a chart, but it should go fairly quick because of the weight of the yarn. It's more like a worsted weight. Then the pink bubblegum top I'm knitting is just my own design. It's just, following the basics of knitting. And it should be fairly easy. It's one that I can actually sit in the evening, watch TV, watch a movie, whatever. Not necessarily have really good lighting, and I will be able to complete it or work on it in the evenings. The green top that I'm working on, which is an actual pattern that I am following, and it is a little bit more challenging because I love this cotton yarn and I split it all, which made it into a very lightweight DK. So each of these tops has its own unique challenge, unique set of things that make it interesting, and I just switch from one to the other. So right now, when I'm working on a chart, because I have about 20 rows to complete the heart, I actually want to just sit down and work on those 20 rows, and then when I've done that, set it aside and work on something else. But with this, you really have to pay attention. So 2 of them, I have to pay attention, and 1, I can just sort of knit and breeze along, because it's just straight knitting in the round until I get to the shaping of the front and back and the armholes. So if you want to follow me on the progress, subscribe, unless you've already subscribed and you're already following. And also let me know if you would ever undertake such a challenge. I'm not trying to challenge you. Me personally, I just like to set up my own challenges for fun. Makes life interesting. Makes it, knitting interesting. And also, I find it hard to settle on just one knitting project at a time. I like to switch them up so that I don't get bored with anything. And I just realized I forgot to put all my markers on. I'm supposed to mark it every 15 rows. Okay, well, I have one more row, another purl row where I can do that. Cheers.